Welcome back to day 2 of our review. It's going to be amazing. So the very most important thing is to make sure if you are missing any projects. We are now literally it feels like moments. It is technically still days, but it feels like moments away from the end of the semester. And I just really want to make sure everyone is finishing so strong. So turn those in. And this is kind of at the point too of the year where if you're like, oh my goodness, I have so many things in so many classes and I don't know, Mrs. Stinson, if I'm going to have time to actually finish this project. It might just stay missing. You probably have at least some of it done, right? Like you had class time, you were working on it. So there's probably at least some of it done. Even if it's not completely finished, it's partially there, right? So turn in what you do have. If you end up getting more done, you can always resubmit it and get the rest of the points back later. Like you can always do that. But for now, let's at least get what you do have turned in. And you'd be surprised how much, let's even pretend you only have half of it. So you're getting a 20 out of 40 instead of a 40 out of 40. A 20 out of 40 helps your grade so much more than a 0 out of 40. Those zeros really, really hurt our grade. So please make sure, even if you're turning in partially done, turn it in. That's the important thing. Get it turned in. Whatever you've got, fill it out, get it in, so we can even get partial points. And like I said, if in a few days you're like, hey, actually I did end up finishing this, I want to resubmit it. Absolutely. You've got that option. You don't lose points for resubmitting or anything. So that's the first thing. The next thing I just want to remind you of is if you do have any artwork that you still want to add to the Halls of Frame, go ahead and do that. The link is right here. And it's also on our landing page in Buzz. So, get those in. And as a reminder too, the only way your artwork can be considered for the end of the year art show is if it's in the Halls of Frame, or, if that particular one's in a Hall of Frame. You don't have to submit all of them. That's not a requirement. But I never take your artwork out of Buzz. I only take it out of the Hall of Frame. So if you don't put any work in any of the Halls of Frame, guaranteed you won't have anything in the end of the year art show, which is okay. But if it's a goal of yours to have something in there, get it into the Hall of Frame. Still doesn't guarantee that your artwork will make it into the end of the year art show. Remember, the biggest thing that qualifies you for that end of the year art show is simply photo quality. I have had near tears in my eyes before because some of these projects that students create are just so cool, where I'm like, oh my goodness, I want to show that to the world. But the photo was too dark or too blurry or grainy or whatever, and it wasn't, the photo quality just wasn't there for me to add it to the end of the year art gallery. So once again, if this is something that's important to you, just make sure that those photo qualities in the Hall of Frame are as best as you can make them. And yeah. Anyway, that's that. There's also this little bit of news about next class. We're having a quiz, so I thought I'd throw that in there too. As a reminder, it is multiple choice. It is 15 questions. And if you play all of our fun little games that we create for you, I can guarantee you're probably going to do really, really good. In fact, the average for the students that play all the games, the average is in the 90 percentiles. So students do really well on the quiz if you play the games and you pay attention to the reviews. So if you don't, I can't guarantee anything then. Anyway, we've got some quick videos to watch. How to make a pinch pet, how to make a coil, how to make a slab, and what is scoring? What does that mean with clay? What's even going on there? So once we're done watching those quick little videos, that's just like our quick refresher from when we made our Claydonians and those different techniques that we used. We have a clay construction review game. There's 4 questions, and your goal is to try to see how quickly can you find the right answer. Of course, you're not really playing against anyone, so you're really only playing against yourself. I think my first time playing it, I got 18.8 seconds. So anyway, what you're going to do, you have to put in your name. You can put in your grade level too if you want to. And it's going to show you some clay techniques. And your job, I'm so stressed. is to try to get it into wherever you think it goes. Ah, am I going to do it? I don't know. Submit. Ah, is it right? Right? Yes, I got them right. I just also gave you the answers. You're welcome. In 10.6 seconds, I just beat my own personal record. Woo, by 8 seconds. That's amazing. Okay, go me. I can continue playing that as many times as I want. But basically, I just want to know what those clay techniques are because they will be on the quiz next class. Then, the thing that's probably the closest to the quiz that we're going to have is a Kahoot. So, heads up. There can only be 40 people on each Kahoot. So if you click like this link and it doesn't let you in, if it doesn't do this, like get ready, set, go, click the next link. Because that would mean that this one already must have hit the 40 people. So let's see. I'm going to do Bob. I like to say I'm Bob Ross sometime. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm not going to actually have you watch me do all this. You guys know how a Kahoot works, right? It like asks you a question and you choose the one that you think is right. You choose the best answer. Warm colors. I'm going to go with that one. Yes. It sounds like it's a bad noise, but that was right. Okay, anyway. You guys know how Kahoot works, so you guys are going to play that on your own too. And once again, you guys can play this as many times as you want. There is no limit, but at 8 o'clock on the day of the quiz, it will shut down. So you've got until then to play it as many times as you want to. Once again, if this link doesn't work, move on to this link. If this one's not working, move on to this one. If this one's not working, send me an email. I needed to update all 3 links then because kids have been playing it over and over, and I'm going to need to make some new games up apparently. Anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, so have fun with this. Learn lots, or at least refresh your memory on these things. And like I said, we'll watch those videos quick before we get going to the games, and have fun.